And political commentator, former Democrat Natalie Beisner, along with independent journalist Brittany Hopper. Thank you both for coming on. Brittany, to you first. I mean, what'd you think? One, of Caroline Leavitt, and two, of them saving seats for independent journalists like podcasts and so on and so forth. Today, by the way, Axios was the first one called. And just, months ago, Axios says we don't even want to be in the White House briefing room.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, Trace, I just love her. I mean, I think she was born for this job. She did such a great job today. And going back to what you were just asking, as a former media journalist on CBS News in Los Angeles and now an independent journalist, this is amazing. This opens it up to just so many more questions that can be asked. And for the last 4 years, we've been only getting the left narratives questions. Now we're going to be hearing other questions and get real journalism back in here. And this is what we need, and I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, speaking of the left narrative, Jim Acosta, his final partisan rant on CNN today. Watch this.
Don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to the fear. Hold on to the truth and to hope. Even if you have to get out your phone, record that message. I will not give in to the lies. I will not give in to the fear.
Journalism, activism, what do you think, Natalie?
I think this is yet another example of legacy media slowly dying out, as the new press secretary kind of acknowledged today, and other things are taking its place. I say good riddance as a former Democrat. I mean, Acosta has repeated every single Trump hoax in the book, and I used to believe them, and I think a lot of Americans did, and that's no longer the case.
Yeah, it really is. John Fetterman being fair on The View, and the ladies didn't really like it. Watch.
I think overall it was a positive experience. I mean, he was kind, he was cordial. It wasn't in any kind of theater. It wasn't trying to get your picture taken to kind of put something out on social media. It was just really a conversation. I'm in the business of finding wins for Pennsylvania and for the nation, and engaging the president. I think I see that as doing my job.
I understand the need for bipartisanship. I didn't love the optics of you going to Mar-a-Lago.
I think it's pretty reasonable to have a conversation.
Going to Mar-a-Lago to meet Trump, pretty reasonable. Disagree. What do you think about that, Brittany?
This is the best person that they have on the Democrat side, and they can't even give him the respect and decency. I mean, this just, if you don't agree with their narrative, you're done. You're out. And I think that the American people are waking up, and they're seeing the lies and hypocrisy, just like we just saw.
The New York Post headline, this one has kind of made social media. This is big. New York Magazine ripped for cropping black people from Trump party cover photo, claiming almost everyone is white. This was for influencers at the inaugural, kind of an inaugural ball. It was hosted by somebody who's on this show, C.J. Pearson, who is black. And here's the cover of New York Magazine, Natalie. The cover is the Cruel Kids table, and it talks about no black people. The actual picture, you can see, put it up on the screen here, and you'll see some red circles where they edited out, they cropped out all the black people and then condemned them for not having enough black people. The host was black. It's one of those things where you think it's so dishonest.
Yeah, that's all they have at this point are lies, and they're just desperately clinging to this narrative, and they can't get with the picture that Trump won the popular vote and he made inroads with the very people that they're claiming were not featured at this party and didn't host this party. It's like the last gasps of people who are on their way out, I think.
You think there are consequences for something like this, Nadia? I mean, it's kind of interesting. You think New York Magazine actually suffers any consequences, or people just blow this off like everything else?
I think it's coming. I think it's coming because I think we are seeing a shift towards independent and podcasts and things like that. I think that consequences are coming slowly.
Yeah. Natalie Beisner, Brittany Hopper, thank you both.